Hi everybody, welcome to College of Lore. My name is Kate.
And I'm Jill, and we're joined by two guests today. We've got Camille, or wherever, I don't know where I'm pointing, and Elise.
And Elise.
Hi.
And today, for Valentine's Day, we're playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians by April Kit Walsh. We've got the Roll20 version. I've got a little book in front of me, so hopefully I won't make awful, horrible, horrifying mistakes. But we'll see. We'll see. That's part of the game. That's part of the game experience. So we wanted to play something with a little bit of romance for Valentine's Day, and we thought, what better game than this action-packed, romance-packed game? Reading through the rules is super fun, and for the first half of this stream, we're going to be kind of introducing the game. We're going to be going over the rules a little bit. We're going to roll our characters, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to jump into the story for the second half of the stream.
Yay!
The Roll20 version has all this information like ready for us, which is pretty cool. Like how to get started with the game and how to just run a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. And I've never run this game before, but here we are. We're going to do it together. It's going to be awesome. So to prepare for this session, all I did was I asked people, like, you know, do you want to play this game? I've got 3 people who said yes. What other prep did we do? I showed them the playbooks, like what kind of characters they might want to pick, just because I wanted to familiarize myself with those specifically. I did read through the whole rule book, but I wanted to just kind of refresh my memory a little bit. And I ran by them a setting and an adventure that I found in the book. So that was the only prep that we kind of did as a team. And me as the GM behind the scenes, I wrote a little script that not script, but like a little plot potential outline that we might follow, but it could go anywhere. I'm going to be open to whatever happens.
Excellent.
Which I think is a good attitude to have for this game. Being open for whatever happens.
Yeah, it could be anything.
It could be anything. Okay,
Sorry, I was just laughing because Neil commented on how beautifully and artistically the stream is arranged, because I showed him earlier. I'm like, does this look okay?
Make the compliment.
Yeah, perfect.
Did anyone see his very good joke about getting those lesbian swords some water?
Yes.
That was a very Neil joke. I appreciate that.
I don't have the
I have
chat
Twitch
open
right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have the chat open, so if there's any good zingers, please let me know. The only reason I don't have it open myself is just because I already have like a lot going on my screen, and I don't want to be pulled out of the game as the GM, whereas like if you guys want to let me know what happens, let me know.
Sure thing, we'll do. Well, Neil
I'll
is
do
here.
a little ding ding ding.
Yeah, Neil is here, and Phil BDA Limey is here. So far, that's who I can see.
And we have like 8 whole people watching, which,
gosh.
you know, half of them are us. But
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah, small streams. Let's go.
Okay, so
Hi, Molly.
the player quick
Molly's
reference.
here
We
too.
already read. Hello. We already kind of read the game start guide. That was how we got a little macro to help us roll dice.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna choose our playbook and create a character soon, and we're gonna work with the other players to develop your team. So we know in advance, because we talked about this privately, but we're going to be a team of magical girls. Well, retired magical girls, basically.
Do you ever retire from being a magical girl?
In
We're-
Thirsty Sword Lesbians, apparently not,
Yeah.
because you're going to be called to action again. So
If I was a magical girl, I'd be like, you are prying this out of my cold, dead hands. I'm going to be magical forever.
exactly. Okay.
I think
so
after a while I would feel too tired to be one.
Yeah.
It's
exhausting.
Anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta fight what?
You'll be a magical girl, you'll be a magical crone.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Magi-
That'll be the next one. Magical crones.
Magical cat
I'm in.
ladies. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I'm sorry, Street, you missed out on the cat action earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll get cats later, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this adventure, I chose, together we chose the Neon 2099, I think it is. I'm going to drag the visual over for this. So the setting is like this neon city, futuristic setting with like sort of a mega evil corp overlord kind of a situation where everyone is, doing their business, and we've got just this mega corporation up at the top kind of pulling all the strings of the whole city. And I think there's like rumblings of a rebellion in town kind of a feel, but nothing like the megacorp is just stomping it down. So that's the setting.
As they do.
Yeah, as they do, yes. And then the adventure that I chose is called, and everyone agreed to. I kind of asked, like, would this be something you'd be interested in? And everyone was like, mm-hmm. So it's called Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go is the title of the adventure we're going to be playing.
How can you not say no to that? Like, how can you not say yes to that, like, immediately, without any context?
Oh my god.
Exactly. We're planning on this being a one-shot, but, I mean, who knows? We may want to come back. We'll see. The next step in here is that we want to just quickly go over safety and consent. So this game is it's called Thirsty for a reason. So it's kind of like everyone might be attracted to each other and probably is attracted to each other to some degree, including the villains, including the NPCs, including potentially each other, like the other players. So we'll just take and also it could maybe not as much with this scenario, but other scenarios in this book definitely touch on other things like racism and like class suppression and there could be like also homophobia and things like that, and that those are all things to combat against. Like it's always like the bad thing, right? In this one, the megacorp is kind of like our big bad.
We kind of decided to steer away from those sorts of themes.
Yeah, just for it's our first time playing. Yeah. It's Valentine's Day. We're here kind of more for a bit more of a lighthearted game, but this system is so good at tackling really difficult subject matter because it's all about like people talking to each other and communicating really thoroughly. So for our consent and our safety tools, the safety tools we're going to use, we've got, let's see if I can show the screen them.
I can see the X and the pause on Roll20.
Right, you're right. That is it. Yes.
Yeah.
They are right there. So we've got our X card. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah.
We've got our X card. So this is what you want to use if something comes up and it's making you uncomfortable. And this can be used at any time, like say I bring up caterpillars and one of you has like a fear of caterpillars. Just slap the X card or do this. Anything you want. So if you want to use the little tool thing, so yeah, that works perfect. I can see everybody, so that works perfect. Or you can drag the top card, and I don't know if that showed up on your screen, Kate, but like a big X.
Oh, it does show up. It just was a bit delayed. Yeah. Oh, yep. I can see it.
I was on the wrong one.
Oh, so how do you do that?
So with the little card on the bot here, I'll just remove this one.
Yeah.
With the little cards down in that right, you just click and then drag it onto the play area.
Did I do it?
Yeah, I've got 3, I think, right there. So that's great.
Perfect.
And then we can just remove them. And then we'll just, we don't need to give a reason why we want to exit out. Like, we're not trying to dig into people's psyches here. Maybe someone just doesn't like caterpillars. Yeah. So
you find this disturbing? Please explain in detail why before we
right.
agree.
We won't be doing that.
Especially a live stream.
Yeah. It's like, well, it all began.
Yeah.
So we won't be asking questions or anything. We're not, and the only question we might ask is to say which subject matter do we want to avoid in the future?
Sure.
And then there's also the check-in card. So this is just where we want to pause the game. Like, say we're getting into a really intense, like, RP moment, and someone's might be feeling a bit emotional or angry or, you know, anything that isn't fun, then we can pause and we'll just check in. Or say you're looking and I'm, like, crying because, like, Kate knows that happens to me sometimes. You know, we might want to say pause, check in, like sometimes we might want to pause and just say, hey, you know, maybe we have a water break, or like, are we good to keep going? So that's just
stop it.
Yeah.
Sorry, and everyone, this is getting out of hand.
And
the law of Roll20. You give us a mechanism and we're going to overuse it.
Pause. The cool thing about Thirsty Sword Lesbians is part of the rules are if we do end up using the safety tools, we get to mark an XP for that. So if something is like, okay, let's just, and it could even just be pause, can we just take a quick 5-minute break? Then, bam, we've just earned an XP, we've checked in with each other, we've taken a little break, and we all feel better after, so that's great. Also, we can also use lines and veils, so if there's any subject matter that is a hard line, like for me, I don't, like, this game is dealing with a lot of romance and a lot of, you know, kind of like forceful action and sexy combat. But for me, a line would be like forced sexual contact of any kind. So it would be more like if someone looks nervous or says no or anything, the other person, NPCs, even if they're villains, they're going to pull back on the like sexual aspect, and then it would just be like a fight instead of that, like a sexy fight. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So if anyone's feeling uncomfortable, I'm going to, like, all the NPCs, even if they're the evilest of evil, they will still be respecting the no or the anything like that.
Okay.
Like, I'm assuming, like, we're kind of going in this and everyone's kind of attracted to each other, but if any, you know, if you're like, no, this NPC is not for me, there will not be any, like, forced advances or anything like that.
Yeah. Another thing that we kind of discussed leading into this is the sort of overall rating of the stream, maintaining like this PG-13 rating. So, you know, we can have like
smooches,
smittenness and smooching and like desire and longing. But then, when things get like too intense.
If we want a steamy moment, it'll just be a fade to black.
Yes.
Like they had an intimate moment is what we'll call it, and whatever that means can be up to people's imaginations.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be spelled out.
Imagination.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. They had an intimate moment, and it was lovely.
I have a question.
Okay.
What about innuendo?
Innuendo. No, I'm fine with like puns or like suggestive sayings. How about you all?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't not. It's very hard for me not to. So.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how are you feeling, Elise? I saw you kind of make a.
You're probably okay. Take me a moment to pick up on it.
But that's adorable, right?
That's a character trait.
That
That's
could be
perfect.
a character trait. Yeah, a little bit of a huh?
Everyone is blushing, but Elise's character is just like blinking, like
Yeah,
Like,
oh.
can you explain?
I don't deal with feeling with my character arc.
Right. That's perfect. Okay. So, if there's anything we have to add to lines or veils or anything like that later, we'll just pause, get an XP, and or exit out or whatever we need to do.
Cool.
Okay, so the next step is our scenario. We already have our scenario figured out, so we're gonna fill out our palette together. So let me bring you to the palette page.
Ooh. We do this before characters? I guess that makes sense, because we can then...
Yeah, because then you can kind of... Yeah, 'cause characters is step 6.
Okay.
This is so fun!
Right. So, to use the text tool... I'm not sure if you're all familiar. I just found out that Roll20 has a text tool, like, last week. And it's under the paintbrush, and it's the second to bottom.
Ooh. Oh, it's the bottom one for
tool.
me.
Oh, okay. I have a clear drawings one, I guess, because
I'm not allowed to clear drawings.
No, they're all staying unless I say so. But so yeah, there's a text tool there if anyone wants to partake, and let us see what's going on in this palette.
So I can't draw genitalia. Is that
That's PG-14? That's 1 year too old. Okay, so we're not going to include like force. Oh, why would they make my text clear?
Oh, how do you move a text thing after you've done it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused about like how to.
There we go.
Okay.
You can just click around and keep moving where you clicked until you start typing.
Oh my gosh, emojis work!
Jill, how did you make yours bigger?
Up in the top.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Okay. Perfect.
Emojis work! I'm really excited.
I can't really think of anything else not to include, but if you guys think of anything, feel free to stick it in there. So I just wrote what we talked about before up there.
Okay,
so
Phil, I'm gonna allow this, but that's your one, like, bad word, alright? Twitch flagged that for me and was like, should I allow this message?
What was the message? Or can we not
it's
say?
Quotations. It's in quotations. It's
said
fine.
for a minute I thought it said anal next to the arrow at the top. It says Arial. That's the font. Yeah.
Oh.
It's that kind of game. Oh my gosh.
PG-13.
Oh my
I
gosh.
already wrote down PG-13. It is small, but yeah. Okay. So what are the... so it says excited about, don't include, other content notes, but then in the middle it says don't include, lines and veils. So lines is stuff
You
where
deleted
it's
it.
like...
I don't know what those mean.
Lines is like, I don't want this to come up at all. Veils is, this can be in the game, but I don't want to, like, role play it, right?
Yeah, so that would be our, like, intimate moment.
Barfin.
Oh, so that made it to veils. So it's like, it could happen, but as long as it's off screen.
People barf. Barfin happens, but I don't want to describe barfin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fair.
It's
Perfect,
a stick.
yeah.
Jill, don't you find barfing hilarious?
Oh yeah, no, I do. I'm not gonna force it on anybody, but oh boy.
Okay. It in cartoon like cartoon barf. I guess that's different. I don't know. It's yeah.
I used to work as an animator. I used to work as an animator,
animating barf.
and they would put like they would give me barfing.
The barf scenes.
I think you're like the only one who would do it. Everyone else is like, no.
People are having trouble reading on the stream what we're writing here because it is so small by default. So right now we have in the excited about column, we have innuendo with the eyes emoji. Currently we have in veils, intimate moments, and barfin is there twice.
I made it bigger. Does it work?
Yeah.
That might be easier to see. And then in other content notes, I wrote PG-13. Smooching.
So,
smooching.
Smooching in the excited about. Chat, do you guys have any excited about, don't include other content notes? You know, you're here too. Let us know. I can't think of anything.
No, I think we're all on the same page. And like I said, if something comes up that we're on a different page, that is perfectly okay. We'll just, do this or slap a card down.
Exactly. Yep.
gotta put on your
I do
exciting.
feel like with like stuff like lines, a lot of it, especially if we're doing like a PG-13 game, a lot of it is kind of common sense.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to do any R word or SA or any gross stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to steer clear of...
And I think, Jill, you already talked about
language.
something else that I personally don't really find fun in role-playing games, and that's playing through, like, real-world prejudices that exist. I mean, that's, like, a really interesting use for role-playing games, I think, but personally, when I'm just having fun and chilling, I don't feel like playing through, like, sexist stuff or whatever, things like that.
Right.
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And also, I think for this game, like, hopefully nobody dies.
No. that's the cool thing. That's a really cool thing about this system is that, I mean, if you wanted to include, your character dying or whatever, you can. But in the system, it's more like we're actually going into rules right next, but like you don't die. If you
You're, like,
get to the end of your health, I'm calling it health. It's not, there's no health. But if you might pass out, you might become incomprehensible for the scene. You might, there's all kinds of stuff that could happen, but you're not going to be, dead.
Okay.
Unless we wanted to... Oh, is someone drawing smooching?
Molly just included in chat that she's excited about female relationships, both sexy and platonic. So many dudes in RPGs most of the time. Very true.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Almost
oh my goodness.
Exclusively.
That lipstick.
I'm mesmerized now.
Smooching.
Wow.
I love
Do we
that.
have swords in this game?
Oh yes.
Better be swords. Oh my gosh.
Swords.
It's in the title. It's in the name. How can I forget?
Excited about swords. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna push a basic moves reference off to all of you.
Okay.
So that should have popped up on your screen.
Whoa!
Did that pop up? Was that your reaction to it popping up?
Yeah.
How do I make this bigger?
Amazing. Okay, so I just sent that all to you. If you want it to be on if you're lucky enough to have more than one screen and you'd like this on a separate screen, you can pop it out in the top right corner. There's 2 boxes, but if you pop it out, I don't know how to get it back once it's out. So
I think if you just close it and open it again, but I'm not 100% sure.
I've had a lot of trouble, and I've had to frequently refresh to get it back because Roll20 is weird sometimes.
I have so many windows open.
Can you guys read this chat?
The chat?
No. Sorry, I'm asking chat if they can read my presentation of these basic moves. Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna see if this thing has I printed out a script, I think, of how to introduce the rules without bogging everyone down too much.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what this script's like.
I'll mute myself.
Okay, so we're telling a story together. Surprise. So when you say what your character does, I'll say how the world reacts to it. So, role-playing game, here we are. Sometimes it's fun to be surprised at what happens, so your characters do those things. We'll roll dice to find out, the result. If I ask you to roll, you will always roll 2 6-sided dice and add them up, and that's what our macro's for. That will do it for you. Usually you'll add something to the total, like a stat, so that will come when we do our character sheet. The total number will tell us if we have an upbeat, a mixed beat, or a downbeat. So that means if you roll really good, you've landed on an upbeat, and things are great, things are going good, you did real good. If we get a mixed beat, so something you rolled it kind of in the middle, that means, sure, you achieve your goal, but at a cost of some kind, or some kind of complication happens. If you roll on a downbeat, so you roll really bad, that means you get to mark an experience, which is awesome, very cool, but also I'll be throwing some kind of complications to you, or something, bad happens, but it's more like a story pushing forward moment instead of just, no, you don't succeed. It'll always be pushing your story forward. And actually, a downbeat, it doesn't necessarily mean that you fail, but you might succeed at a cost, or you might succeed, but it has an unintended effect of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have 5 stats to work with. You've got daring, which is kind of your skill at arms, your forcefulness, your muscle, but also your personality, how forceful are you, how, proud are you, kind of a thing. So that's your daring. Your grace represents your elegance, your poise, and your agility. Your heart represents your emotional awareness and expression. Your wit represents your cleverness and your knowledge, and then your spirit represents your metaphysical power and your integrity. So, like, if you're really good at daring, you might be a really good fighter. And when I'm asking you to roll to, fight, you'll be better at that than someone who is not as good at daring. And grace could also be like a fight move. I think you can use either or depending on your... Yeah. So if you're seeking to incapacitate someone with violence, you'll roll either daring or grace. So those are your two fighter...
Dex versus strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Cool.
If you want to be more insightful, like kind of more... I guess, like, the wit would be kind of like wisdom. So, like, you're figuring people out. You're using your insight check to, like, figure out what this person is really thinking, or you can kind of ask questions when you figure someone out. If you envision your character connecting with others through earnest expression or allure, you might use heart for the entice move.
Okay.
So you're enticing people to do what you want, or to cooperate with you, or maybe be attracted to you. If you think they're good at comforting others, you can choose heart or spirit to provide emotional support. That's an important move where you can help someone else clear conditions, which is basically like healing them. Because that's, instead of health, you'll gain conditions. So you might become angry, and then that is basically like you've lost a hit point, kind of, and you only have 5, or you only have 6 hit points, and each hit point is a condition, and there's 5 conditions. If you hit the 6th condition, you're out of commission. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm trying to use an analogy to really make it click, because at first when I was reading the rules, that was the only thing that kind of confused me, was that I was like, but how do you hurt people? And it's like, oh, it's their feelings. You're hurting their feelings until they pass out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I love it. It's like really good.
It's like that TikTok is like emotional damage.
That's exactly it. This whole game is like emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Oh my god.
So if your character has a lot of integrity and wants to remain true to themselves, if they have to call on a toxic power, they might want to choose spirit so they can maintain. So say in this game, our toxic power is the Megacorp. They are this massive corporation, and if one of your characters wants to kind of talk to someone from the Megacorp, or try to get information about them or something, but you want to stay true to yourself instead of being corrupted by this toxic power, you'd want to have more spirit to stick to your guns.
Okay, yeah.
There are no wrong choices in where you want to ally your stats. This game is for all kinds of sword lesbians. So that's just kind of the basic rules. We're going to be rolling. We went over your stats. And you're going to have a bunch of different moves in your playbook. Like your character sheet's going to have a bunch of different moves to work with.
So we have these basic ones plus whatever for our character.
Exactly.
Okay. Can I
You do have to have a sword, though, right?
Yes.
Is that like a prerequisite for every character?
Yeah, like even the NPCs all have swords.
What if we wanted like an axe?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yes,
I'm okay. I'm okay if you
sword.
want to do other weapons. Like I'm open to it.
Neil says
it'll be like a short sword with a fan shape and a stick.
Yeah. Neil says, what about mace lesbians? Halberd lesbians?
Those are just blood
Why
swords.
not?
Round swords.
Yeah.
The sword, but listen, the sword is like an idea, right?
The sword is a frame of mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
The metaphor.
What?
There's no real swords. It's all metaphors in it. One thing that they really seem to like in this game is the whole like sword tip to the chin.
Yeah.
Up. So if your weapon can do that, like I wouldn't advise a mace, but if your axe tip could do that, or like a lot of other weapons are
Spear.
as long as your weapon can do this to an enemy.
As long as you have sufficient control over it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, why can't you do that with a baseball bat or something?
Oh, you could. Yeah, baseball
like
bat's
that.
fine. Yeah. As long as there's a flat edge that won't cut the person's chin while they do that, then you're good.
I don't think that's the problem with a baseball bat.
Splinters.
No.
Why? Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so those are the basic rules.
Good.
So now we're going to make your characters. So, okay, I also added this little note. So, while you're thinking about your characters and creating your characters, I want you to also come up with a tragedy of your past, which is just, when you're creating your character, decide how the megacorp wronged you. How did this radicalize you, and why is revolution the only answer? So, like, what did the megacorp do to you? It could have been in school, could have been, like, after school. It could have been maybe, like, I have no idea.
So,
and what you choose to come up with could influence how our story plays out. So,
and, like, the background is the three of us knew each other. We, like, adventured
We were
together
magical girls.
in college, but we've drifted apart since then.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Were we magical girls in college or in high school?
Probably both. I'd say you were probably, like, coming into your power, and then you all, like, ended up at the same college and fought, like, big bads, and then, you know.
And then
And we worked for the megacorp until we found out they were the bad guys, and then we tried to fight them, but they were too strong, and they took our powers away.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Did they wait? Did they steal our swords?
That's why we have to use baseball bats.
We have, like, these found objects at the start, and we're trying to get our swords
Yeah,
back.
you got like a lead pipe, a baseball bat, a poker.
I mean, sure, like, that works for me.
Jill just, like, throws away all her notes.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, it still, like, I can still use
It's
some of what I
clear
have
that-
if you want to do that. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Like, I'm here for it.
Molly wants to know if we were friends in college or friends in college. We'll figure that all out once we start character creation, I imagine. Is there going to be, like a, you know, connections part of character creation?
Like, what's happening?
You know.
Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe let's flick to that page. So we
Okay.
have
Because we create our characters, and there's certain things that we decide about ourselves, but then there's probably links, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be basically asking questions that it's kind of like kids on bikes when you have to ask each other questions and kind of make relationships that way.
Yeah.
But that happens after you've kind of rolled your character, and it's like the end of the character creation we'll go over the relationships sheet. So let's pick a playbook,
Okay.
because I think you all had a chance to kind of take a peeky peek and have some in mind, and you might have already chosen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I chose the spooky witch.
Did our swords turn us into magical girls? Was that where our power came from?
Sure, that
You
works.
like pull out your sword and you do the little magic dance, and the hearts go everywhere, and then suddenly you're in an outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got some mutinous action.
Yep.
happening
to the sparkle heart. That's I think the core of the power was the sparkle heart, but you don't really know anything about the sparkle heart, or like why it gave you the power, or how it works.
You have a sword, with the cross part right there, and there's a big heart right in the middle. It's very gaudy.
Oh my god.
The
And we each
sparkle.
had one of our own color. Mine was pink.
Aw, I love it. And everything you guys come up with, as long as everyone's okay with it, is canon. Like,
Sure.
I love
You're
the idea
helping
that our
me-
swords are still.
Yeah. That's like
That's why we were wrong.
it's our mission. After like 15 years, we're like, you know what we should do? We should go get those swords back. I really miss
we
my
tried.
damn sword.
We tried, but then we decided that real life was calling us away from this mission, and we all had our own friends and family to deal with.
Yeah.
But you
And then we realized how bad college was. How expensive it was.
Yeah.
It's like
The
the fucking
megacorp.
megacorp.
the Megacorp got worse and worse as it came out, and like we realized that the world needed us again to right the wrongs and take them down.
I do have some. I do have like an inciting incident that gets you back into this situation, so don't worry, you'll get sucked back into this world.
Okay.
We gave up on our swords. And on each other.
Oh, that's exactly the thing. Because there's like another sort of, I don't know what to call it. Let me see. What's it called in here? There's like a mechanic in here called bond. And it's kind of like as you are going through the game, you're like building more bond with each other. It's because we don't need to use that rule because it might just overcomplicate
Is it
things.
strings?
But
is that what you're talking about?
no, there's a separate one just for Sparkleheart Magic Force Go. That is like strings are there, but you also track bond so that you can like once you guys are all bonded together as a team again, it's like now you are ready to.
It's like the number of plies on the strings.
But yeah, maybe we'll just omit that since it's a one shot and we're just kind of getting our feet wet and stuff.
Sure.
But if we play Sparkleheart Magic Force Go a second session, we can play with that mechanic.
Okay, sure. So how do we go about doing the character stuff?
Okay, so I'm gonna go into my test character. Okay, so you should be able to. Does everyone see your character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, so up in the top right corner, you can edit.
Okay, but that just takes me to
Oh,
my
shoot.
avatar.
Wait,
yeah.
You might not even need to click edit. You can probably just edit it. Yeah, you just edit it without clicking edit. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
So now you hover over where it says playbook, and then you can scroll down and you can load and choose your playbook. This drop down's a little finicky, but if you hover over the word load going down, it'll not go weird.
So
once you know which one you want, you click where it says load and choose, the spooky witch for Kate's example.
Yep, so I chose Spooky Witch. What are you guys picking?
I picked the Trickster.
Yep.
Devoted.
Nice.
Perfect.
Speaking of paladins.
Yeah, so we have what is it, like a paladin, a rogue, and a mage?
A warlock?
Warlock? Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see as we get in here, I guess, what it is akin to.
Spooky though. Spooky implies warlock. You get your magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're a spooky wizard.
I'm friends with monsters and stuff.
So I'm gonna share. Let me see.
I'm not a monster.
So not all of my friends are
Not yet.
monsters. Yeah. That's what you think. You'll come to realize it soon, Camille.
The good kind of monster, right? The sexy kind?
What other kind is there?
Oh, I have to choose a playbook. What?
Yeah.
You chose
So
Devoted,
after
right?
that...
So I thought that this would say on here, but starting stats. Okay. So you can hover over your starting stats, and there's two options there, and you can click, I chose Scoundrel as my little test thing, because I'm a scoundrel at heart, I'm sure. But you can hover over and choose one of the two listed sets of stats, and then you add 1 to 2 different stats.
Oh, okay. So
y'all are gonna be smart, right?
I can have wit +1.
Yeah.
What about you? Elise, what's your wit, do you think? Are we min-maxing? Let's min-max.
I just want to
wit
make sure
is +1 right now, so.
So I could...
making sure to have, like,
if I'm negative
bad
1, I'm not gonna,
Camille, are you going to be daring?
Oh, yeah.
Good. So what about heart?
I have +0. That seems pretty good.
Okay, I think I'm gonna choose the daring -1, grace +1, heart 0, wit 0, spirit +1, and then I'll you said I can boost 2 things, Jill, after that.
Yeah.
So maybe
add
I'll
1 to 2 stats.
Yeah, maybe I'll boost.
Okay, we all need to have heart though, right?
I mean, I want to. So how do I boost it, Jill?
Yeah. So you click on whatever one, and then when you hover over a number, it'll say like wit, and then the number. Like say you hover over wit, it'll be like wit, and then you hover over where the number is, and a little up-down arrow appears. And you can click up 1 to 2 of them.
What does spirit give us again? Can I do spell stuff with spirit?
Yeah, so that's your integrity or your metaphysical power.
I want to be very metaphysically powerful.
I really need to, but it's part of my starting stats.
Wait, so what? You have good spirit?
I have +1 spirit, but it's part of my starting stats. I can't do nothing about it.
Should I be more graceful then? No, I don't feel like it's that. Maybe I'm just
my heart is real bad.
Maybe I'll be +2 heart. Am I very loving? That's why I care about all these monsters so much, because I just love everything and see the good in everything. Well, I'll do +2 heart.
Oh. I have to do +2 daring.
No, do it.
I don't have a reason. Alright, what's next? I put my pronouns.
Perfect. Yep, your pronouns are next. And then let me know what they are, just so I know.
I clicked a button.
I'll use she, her.
Okay.
There's a button to click for that?
I clicked on introduce yourself.
Oh yeah.
Really, I just introduced myself.
Does that show up in the chat?
Oh, I see. Yeah. It gives all your unfinished stats.
Okay, let's wait. Let's wait to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
I don't even know my name yet. Currently, it's Temp 2.
Temp 2. They took your sword and your name.
Oh no. Lennox.
I'm Galena Glorious Gorgeous II.
Does this game have a mechanic for sword lesbians with he/him pronouns? I think you can just pick whatever pronoun you want, Molly. Right?
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't change anything on your character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have any this one has an NPC that does not have pronouns at all. It specifically has 0 pronouns, the character. So when you refer to the character, you need to say character name, blah 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 blah. Character name, blah blah blah. You cannot refer to the character by any pronouns. So there's all options.
So what do we do after we have our stats?
I have to choose a devotion. Spark emotion.
So you can see over here too, when you mark a condition, it also tells you, you can hover over it and see what it's doing to you. So if you're angry, for example, you can click angry and hover over angry. Oh, actually when you click it, it says it right there. So you get -2 to figure out a person. And that's what the condition does. And that's one of your, 6 hit points, quote, quote.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, -2.
Okay.
So let me see. I didn't look at this sheet as much as I probably should have. Let me see if I click a string.
I'm filling out my my stuff.
Okay.
My devotion and my tenets.
Your devotion. So I have this the Spooky Witch, the Unseen, and it's something I can select or unselect, but
well, you want to select it because it starts. I think that's all your starting.
It's my only option there, yeah. And now I've got this playbook moves section that says start with the moves marked and choose 2 more. So I have commune with the unseen, so I can perform a ritual to commune with the unseen, give a dangerous unseen a string on you, and roll +spirit. I also have this I like snails move, which says when you are smitten with someone and figure them out, blurt out something weird and let them ask you a question from the list, then ask them another question from the list, even on a 6-.
It's so cute.
I like
so cute.
I like snails. Okay. So now I get to choose 2 more. This is a bit odd, this interface.
Yeah, so if anyone wanted to take a look at these playbooks, they do have them for free to look at and check out online on the Evil Hat Productions website. But if you just Google like Thirsty Sword Lesbians, I think it's the first link, and you can just like go into the resources, downloadable resources, and you can read all the playbooks to, you know, check out the game for yourself without having to do a monetary commitment.
Is there anything that can allow me to use my heart? Or did I just, like, sillily choose that? You are friends with some odd people.
Hey.
I'm not denying it.
Oh my god, you have a little pet monster or spirit. Choose 2 basic moves. The companion grants you +1 to these moves when it assists you, but its assistance is always obvious and alarming to ordinary people. In addition, you can speak with monsters.
Is okay, you know how every sparkle, every magical girl group always has an animal?
Yeah.
That, like, grants them their powers. Like, did this little, like, cute little fluffy dog, like, pull swords out of its back, you know, and hand them to all of us?
Maybe it's like an animal that looks like a cute little, like, chihuahua, like a cute little girl dog, like, that I have in my bag or whatever, but, it just, like, opens up its mouth and, like, tentacles come out or something. Like, it's, like, this, like, horrific monster, actually.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I do. I love that.
Ooh, Dreamwalk. When you touch an unconscious, sleeping, or willing subject, you can see an impression of their thoughts and appear in their dreams. You may roll +spirit to figure out or entice them in this state. Awesome.
Is that consensual?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm in your dreams.
Yeah, I know. The game definitely dances on the line. So that's why I kind of go in saying, like, all my NPCs are are interested in exploring relationships with the PCs.
Yeah.
Like, by default.
They were gonna dream about me anyway.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, totally. Like, totally.
I couldn't wait, how about this? I couldn't enter the dream state of somebody who wasn't, like,
I like that.
willing to
I like that.
accept
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
But let me see what these other ones are. I can
go to sleep. I wonder if anything will happen to me while I'm asleep.
You're kind of just like, I am going to sleep now. Yeah. Yeah, or Phil says maybe they're lucid dreaming. So, like, when I appear, maybe it turns into a lucid dream, which gives them, like, agency in the dream, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I like that.
I could do astral dance. When you dance across the boundary into the realm beyond, describe it and roll grace. We could basically teleport.
And in this book too, it talks about, like, as the GM, like, if the players were to try and get the NPC something that makes the GM uncomfortable or the GM doesn't think is appropriate or wouldn't happen, the GM is allowed to, you know, it's not like the PCs can control an NPC by, like, spending a string or something. You know what I mean? Like, the NPCs can still have that agency.
Sure.
Even though they're very interested and very willing most of the time. It's like, if the GM is like, oh wait, they obviously can, like, it's encouraged to say yes most of the time, but if there's something happening, like, it's still good to say no if
you're still the GM.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think the reason they point that out is because they're very much saying, like, you know, say yes a lot. Like, you're trying to have this collaboration, give the players a lot of power in the game, but it made a point to point out, like, you know, keep your NPCs, like, safe. You know what I mean? Like,
that's so considerate.
I don't
of them.
feel I need to worry about that with you three, but just in general, like, if I was playing with a bunch of people I didn't know and might not be on the same page for what they expected from a game called Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Right.
So.
I'm done my character. You want to see?
Yeah.
Or
Are you
at least
introducing yourself?
Well, sort of.
I don't.
So I had to choose as the devoted. You have to choose a devotion, right?
Right.
It's like the paladin thing, right? You gotta be either a belief or whatever.
Right.
I was a cheerleader. I was a magical girl, and when I graduated from all that, I became devoted to my girl dance troupe called Sparkle Motion.
Yeah.
Which you must be devoted to Sparkle Motion. And I had to choose 3 tenets, like 3 things that I cannot break, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's first, which is protect the reputation of Sparkle Motion. 2, don't miss a practice. 3, everyone is a member of Sparkle Motion in their hearts. Which means I meet someone and I'm like, you too can be a member of Sparkle Motion. You, little girl, you could be in. You are already part of Sparkle Motion. Even the bad guys, like they're not really evil. They just don't know that they're part of Sparkle Motion yet.
Yeah,
they just need to dance.
Totally.
They just need to dance it out.
Neil wants to know if he's currently part of Sparkle Motion.
Yes, Neil, you are a part of Sparkle Motion. You look deep inside your heart. There are sparkles and hearts coming out of it.
I've seen it.
Out of your heart.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, seeing it. I love it.
And so bad stuff happens if I violate any of my tenets, or I disobey a superior. I can also I can do a last stand where when I face a superior foe on behalf of my devotion, I can roll plus conditions instead of the normal stats. So I think it's like if I'm angry and guilty and hopeless, I get extra roll because I'm, standing up in adversity.
Exactly.
If I'm smitten with someone, they can be the subject of my devotion. So they'll get all the pluses of being my devotion, I guess. So boy, I better fall in love. I start with the move marked and choose 2 more. I guess the other 2 are just like general moves. Is that what that means?
Let me scroll around.
Because there's no other options listed.
So you don't have any that don't have a checkbox in them?
I have
like when you
one that
down?
doesn't have a checkbox. Oh, there's a scroll button!
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so much more!
There's a lot. And then on the other side where it says like conditions and strings, if you scroll down there too, there's the relationship questions that you're going to answer, and then
those are, yeah.
And then under that there's the aesthetics, so you can click on demeanor, and then it has some options for you, and like what your clothes might look like and what your blade might look like.
Oh man, do I want a loyal steed? Should I get a horse?
What?
Or like, a pink unicorn?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Should I get a horse or a pink unicorn?
Who do you think we are?
Obviously.
Wait. I want a pink stag with golden horns. Can I have that?
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
Done. Loyal steed. Okay, so I also have fanatical self-sacrifice, which is something I had to take, which is you can mark a condition to prevent a condition inflicting someone else. So, I jump in front of bullets. Awesome! And I'm not gonna, I guess I don't mark anything else because, I get 2 more. I'll find another one. That's all I have right now.
Perfect. How are you doing up there, Elise?
I'm just looking over stuff.
Do you have any questions?
You guys get fancy stuff. I'm just looking over the moves for the trickster.
Definitely.
They are very guarded with their feelings. They don't want to express themselves a lot. There's a lot to take in. So.
There is. Yeah, It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like, it's all just right here, and that's the whole thing. So it's not that much. But in one sitting, like just coming at it for the first time, it can seem like a lot. Just reading it and figuring it out for that first time.
If you wanna, walk through it, we can.
Yeah.
And chat might give you some tips too. They help me pick one of my moves.
Oh. Yeah. So there's moves, and then there's playbook moves. I guess everyone has feelings then, as a move.
I don't think so.
No, the ones on your character sheet, they're all your playbook moves.
Well, there's a section for playbook moves, and then under that there's a section for basic moves. And so the basic moves are all the same, but the playbook moves above that are special to you. And there will be some, I think if it's the same as mine, there will be some that were like automatically selected for you. I think you have to pick those. And then for me, I was allowed to choose 2 additional ones from the ones that weren't picked. So
yeah. On my sheet though, it says like there's a section above the playbook moves that says moves, and it's the too many feelings, but I guess that is part of the trickster.
Yep.
Yeah, that's special to you as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't skim fast.
Really, you're
I
muted.
just read a lot.
I'm looking at your feelings section. You basically start with a feelings bar. You start with one feeling, and then different things that happen will increase or reduce your feelings bar. And if it gets to 4, you get something special.
Cool.
Where's the feelings
If your
bar?
feelings reach 4, you can't hold it in any longer. You tear off your mask and scream what you've been holding in.
Oh yeah, you're like wearing a mask all the
screams.
time.
There. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I just think that's really cool.
There are playbook moves. There's like ew feelings, and the mask, which are the automatic ones. So ew feelings is when someone offers you emotional support, you refuse to open up, and
that's not gonna go
my
well.
Feelings by 1.
That's gonna play on me because I picked emotional support as one of my +1 moves.
Oh, nice. So I increase my feelings by 1 and choose 1 from the listed options for the move if they roll a certain amount. If they roll 10 plus, they know they got through to you, and they gain the benefits if you roll the 10 plus, whatever the benefits are.
Yeah, so it's like the emotional support could still work even if you're feelings.
Yeah. And the mask, which is another one of the automatic ones, is and you seek to persuade an NPC of a lie about yourself. Depending on what I roll, I could I don't know what 2 is. Choose 2. Oh, I choose 2 options.
Yes.
From a list, yeah.
Okay. And so the options are they believe a big lie. The lie I have chosen is unexpectedly perfect, creating a new opportunity. And they give me the benefit of the doubt and remain convinced even if there is some evidence that it's a lie.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
It's almost like you're a tricky person.
Like a trick something, yeah.
Yeah.
A trickist.
Yeah, that's it.
A trickster, like a centaur, but like with tricks? Isn't that what it is?
A bag of tricks.
The top half is human, the bottom half is tricks.
Yeah.
I did choose mercurial as my demeanor, so that should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what does your mask look like?
Ooh.
I haven't.
Like is it going to be like a cool like Venetian mask, or is it just like plain, or like an anonymous mask?
Like the Daft Punk robot that was on the screen there.
Oh,
be fun.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
It's just like a screen and occasionally little emotes spark up. We're in the future, why not?
No,
totally.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's perfect.
So the other options I have for trickster moves are center of the web. When someone approaches you, you get something from you or threaten you. So to get something from me or threaten me, they either gain a string on them or they lose a string on you.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them a question from the figure out a person move or going against them for the scene.
Yeah. So that last one means like every time you are rolling against them, you get a +1 to your rolls on top of your stats and everything.
Right. And the next one is Death Fingers, so I get to kill
Good
first.
for stealing. Good for stealing.
Yeah.
That's just for stealing.
Some of them could be stuff that reveals a secret, love, or vulnerability, or creates another opportunity. Or this person doesn't know I took it. So.
Right.
There's also Devious Scheme, which involves coming up with a cunning plan. Knives Behind the Mask. I was kind of tempted to get this one. When someone reveals a secret about you in your presence, you're prepared with a damaging secret about them.
Ooh.
If you reveal it now in retaliation, they mark a condition. So there's emotional damage.
Yeah.
I like
If you
that.
keep the secret for the time being, you gain a string on them.
Ooh.
So I was
I
kind of.
assume strings are good. Whatever they are.
They're good.
They are.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, strings are awesome. So
They give you bonuses, right? Against that
Mhm.
person, basically?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can
Okay.
spend, so if you collect strings on people, if you collect 4 strings on somebody, you can gain experience for it. Or you can spend strings to gain like a +3 to figure them out or emotional support or whatever. And I think some people have special moves that might involve strings as well. I can't really remember, but yeah, they're very good in this game. For like interrelational type situation.
I think if you're definitely leaning towards that one anyway, you should grab it. Because you get 2, right?
Yeah, I think the first 2 are selected. I selected Death Fingers.
Oh.
There's also Play the Part, which is like describing yourself. I'm just like,
Okay.
so yeah, maybe I'll go with Knife Behind the Mask for
Okay.
now.
Perfect.
And then there's like another section, Troops of Heart and Blade. I'm not sure if anyone else has that.
Nope, I don't
Or
think so.
something.
Yeah, I think different people would have different stuff under there.
Yeah. Well, there's A Beautiful Lie. When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer the question, what secret do you have that you think would make them reject you if they knew? Which cuts me deep.
Aw.
And another one is like, I see through you. When you figure out a person during a physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions, even on a 6, and it's, who do you want me to be? What are you most afraid of right now?
Yeah, this game definitely pokes you in the heart a bunch of times. It's really interesting, and I'm excited.
The sparkle heart.
That's right in the
Right in your
sparkle
heart. So, speaking of strings, on the right side of your character sheet, there's a place for strings.
Yeah.
And I think starting out, you should just see 4 dots, and there's like nothing there. But if you click a string, you can also click, there's like an invisible bubble to the right of the 4 boxes, and you can write the name of who you've collected the string on.
I see it.
Oh.
And it produces another 4 squares underneath where like you can get a bunch of strings on a bunch of different people, but that's just a great way to keep it organized.
Okay.
Sparkle heart strings, Neil says.
Yeah.
So
Collect those
which
sparkle heart strings.
are you gonna choose there? Elise?
Hmm?
Which are you gonna
I'm
choose?
For your playbooks.
Oh, I picked
your playbook moves.
the knives behind the mask.
Nice.
Okay,
Yes.
knives behind the mask and deft fingers.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Those are the ones I chose, and the two that were automatic was Ew, Feelings, and the mask.
Ew, feelings.
Yeah, that's so good.
Decided for my second one, I'm gonna take Toxic Devotion, which is once per scene when you forgive your devotion for abusing you or make excuses for obvious problems with your devotion. Take +1 forward or mark XP, whichever that means.
Mm-hmm.
Also, once per scene when you learn that another PC thinks your devotion is problematic and you don't defend it, mark a condition and give a string to them. So I like the idea of Sparkle Motion may not be actually as wholesome as I think I've made it out to be in my mind.
Okay.
And the fact that I'm not allowed to miss a practice and have to work myself hard is actually a problem.
I just want to clarify that you came up with the name Sparkle Motion yourself.
Well, I didn't. I stole it from Donnie Darko.
Okay.
There's that
Interesting.
scene when she was like, I'm starting to question your devotion to Sparkle Motion.
It's been a
Or whatever
long
she
time since I saw that movie.
I knew it like immediately.
It's like the
oh
best
my god.
subplot.
It's so sad.
I've never seen it.
I feel like you might like it, Elise. It's messed
It's
up.
pretty weird. It's like the only thing I like what's his face in.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
You know who's his face? That guy. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he was good in that.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
So yeah, we've rolled our characters. Great
Well,
job, everybody.
Yeah, I still need to pick what kind of clothes I'm wearing.
Oh, right.
Should I be okay? I was gonna go with wispy clothes.
Where do I put that?
It's on the
So
side.
on the
If
right
you
side.
click under aesthetics, it'll
And
give you
scroll.
three. It'll give you 3 options for each. So I have the option for demeanor, focused demeanor, playful or distant. I chose playful. So I kind of want to choose wispy clothes, but darker than black and specialized are the other options. I have no idea what specialized clothes are, so I don't want to pick that. Darker than black sounds a little bit more like the
Goth.
environment that we're in rather than wispy clothes, so I don't know what to pick there.
Goth. You want to be goth?
Kinda.
Or
Well, and like,
Or
hold
what?
on, let's go back here. We're not, is this wispy clothes? She's got a black, like, turtleneck tank top and then a yellow scarf, so it's kind of like a combo of wispy, darker than black. Anyways, my blade could be an eldritch sword, a bone sword, or a thirsty sword.
that sounds pretty warlocky.
But I really want, I'm going to choose the eldritch sword.
Nice.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Even though I feel like I should choose the thirsty sword, obviously, but no.
I thought all of our swords were thirsty.
Yeah, that's like the default.
Yours is just thirstier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra thirsty sword.
I'm going for alert demeanor as opposed to, what are the other two? Hard or affectionate. And then I could have armor, a uniform, or sturdy clothes. I went for uniform because there is a Sparkle Motion uniform.
Oh, nice. What does it look like? What does it look like?
Oh man.
Oh, pink.
Okay, so it's pink, but it's it's a matching outfit that you dance in. So it's got a little frilly skirt, not a tutu, like maybe more of like a pleated skirt. It's got, let's see, gloves that come up to here, like long gloves. What else does it have? What does
Boots?
the shirt look like? It's a well-fitted shirt, almost like a cheerleading top.
What about your footwear?
I would say.
I learned on the weekend that you're supposed to build your outfit from the sneakers up. A teenager taught me that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's assuming you have good sneakers, though.
Oh, I mean, obviously, yes.
Yeah, I'd say sneakers, nice, thick, pink, and with little wings on the back of them,
Oh yeah.
and everything sparkles, and it has my number on it. my like number.
So I'm
of
like
what
dressed
member I am
in
of
mostly
Sparkle
black.
Motion.
I'm like kind of gothic looking. You're like the pinkiest, frilliest.
I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. I also have pink hair.
What
Natural.
What number are you? Anyway,
69.
obviously.
Nice.
Is there a wrong answer? Is there any other answer?
No.
Not in
I'm
this
thinking
not
of
in
it.
this role playing game. I think in other role playing games you could say like 42.
Right.
Here it has to be 69, I think.
Neil.
Neil wants to know why.
Why?
What does that mean?
What's the answer to everything, Neil? Look it up.
It's the answer to
Yeah. Go find your job while you're at it.
yeah.
Look it up on your own time, or when you grow up.
When you grow up, yeah, that'll be another.
When you're an adult.
That'll be
you can-
another.
Yeah.
That'll be another thing for when you're older, Neil.
Yeah. For
Another
God's
thing.
sake, don't ask your parents.
Another thing, like
Google.
how many
Google.
things-
What is 69? Enter.
image tab.
Oh my
Image
God.
tab, please.
I thought this
Just
was
quickly-
PG-13.
Yeah,
I
what
know,
happened?
We're veering. Yeah. We still have to do our relationship questions.
Okay.
Oh, where are those?
So they should be above your aesthetics.
Oh, I only have 3.
Oh.
Everybody else has 3, so that means we're going to be asking 9 questions.
Okay, who's first?
So there's no
And
place
we
to
can
like
also
type
put the answers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What were you gonna say?
We can type the answers here. I put us on this. Did I put us on this one? Yeah, the relationship questions spot. Oh.
Oh, okay. So I don't need my character sheet to see it.
Right.
Alright.
If you, yeah, I don't know if there's space to type it on our character sheets.
No.
There's a little notes section.
Oh, that's true. You can put it in the notes if you wish.
Okay.
But
Oh,
we
how
also
do I
have
change? What's
the-
my character's name?
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
names.
you can just type it up in the the top bar where it says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's my name? Come on, chat. I'm terrible at
Hi,
names.
chat.
Can you figure out a name? Could I just step away? Because I have to
Oh,
get
yeah,
my
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
cat his insulin.
I can read off some names that are in the book for Neon City.
Yeah, sure.
If
I
you want
hate
to
that.
hear
Yes,
them.
please. Yep.
Hypatia.
No, I hate that.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Alright, get a plant name. You need a plant name.
Wait, why plant?
Oh no, you're not that kind
I'm
of
not
witch,
that kind
are
of witch. No, I'm like a evil monster witch.
Okay, are
Cthulhu.
you ready?
Cthulhu?
Are you...
Cthulhu, obviously.
Kate Tula.
Cthulhu. Oh my God.
Okay, are you ready?
Ooh, Grace Black. Okay, let's see what Jill has.
Okay, there's a bunch. I'll just read some random ones. Alice Ang, Athena Steele,
Ooh.
Nano Diesel.
Wait, what was the name of that Raven Darkness? Hang on, I'm gonna find you a name.
Okay.
Pinball Princess.
Pinball Princess?
Yeah.
No.
Octavia Fujiwara. The Doctorette. The Night Raven.
Ooh,
Vapor Kid Midnight. Kid is spelled K-Y-D.
obviously.
Obviously.
Ooh, Lilith.
Whiskey Zero. Wisteria Tokyo.
Ooh, I like Wisteria.
Malika Bennett. Leona Serif. Spitfire. One word, fire has a Y instead of an I.
Yep. No eyes.
Yep, you know. Noelle Starlight.
Ah, I've got little stars in my background.
Ooh, it could have been, what would you, Wisteria Starlight.
Okay, let's do that. How do you spell Wisteria?
W-I-S.
No, Y.
T-E-R-I-A. So W-Y-S-T-E-R-Y-A.
Wisteria Starlight. We're going with that. Aurora.
Ooh.
Okay, let's.
That could be a middle name.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wisteria Aurora Starlight.
Yeah, I feel like 2 names is not enough.
says gorgeous. No, Galena Glorious Gorgeous the second.
Oh my god.
Named after the first Galena, Glorious Gorgeous.
And
Exactly.
then, where is the section for notes that you're talking about for our Oh, I see
It's
it. I see it.
under-
I
It's
do see
under
it. I do see it. Okay.
I forget. Sometimes
is that
I
where you
forget
put your
Kate is
name?
just... What? No, you type your name up at the tippity top.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I forget Kate is just kind of like asking herself, and I start answering.
I know.
No, I got it. That wasn't a real question. I was just...
Yeah, how come you can't tell when I'm like speaking out loud to myself and not you, Jill?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time you speak out loud near me, I assume it's at like to me, but
I'm like, "Shh, not you.
I'm wrong.
Not you. Okay.
Yeah, not you. I'm talking to me.
Couldn't you hear my me voice?
How about this, Kate? When you're talking to yourself, you can put on like a different voice, kind of like, so, when I look from the notes section, here it is. And then I'll know not to, I'll know not to reply to that voice specifically.
Okay. Or maybe it might be easier for me if I use that different voice for you when I'm talking to you.
So almost all the time. It's just once in a while you use your normal voice.
Oh my god. Okay.
I think that's a great idea. I don't know about everyone else, but
I can keep that voice up.
I could do that, I think, infinitely, but I haven't tried.
Let's.
I've never had a reason.
Okay, one of our NPCs has that voice then.
Oh no, but they're supposed to be attractive.
No, make it a
Wait,
little animal.
What is
Make it a little
wait?
animal.
What is unattractive about that voice? Ooh.
What? Make it the little dog thing. The little.
Yeah, that can be your companion's voice.
Okay.
Actually, maybe this would be a good... Oh, no, we have to do the relationship questions. I was going to say maybe this could be a little break time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to answer my first question because I think it maybe won't have anything to do with everyone else.
Okay.
And it's just, is another PC an object of your devotion? I'm just going to say no. Because I already decided my devotion is Sparkle Motion.
Right, okay.
Right. That answer might change.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
I have something else that we can talk about because we're supposed to, Jill, you and I, work together to determine what the unseen are or what I think they are. So it says the unseen are mysterious beings that most cannot perceive. Their very existence may be debated, but you know the truth because they have spoken to you. You know that some are kind and some are dangerous. They have abilities and limitations that differ from normal people and that you find yourself in between. So they could be friendly spirits, phase-shifted aliens, psychic remnants, glitched-out nanites, angry poltergeists, or something totally other. Did you latch onto glitched-out nanites? Because I kind of
that's kind of cool because you're in the Neon City.
Yeah.
So they could be something that's kind of spiritual, but like maybe this city has been built on like a forest or like a place where spirits used to kind of have their space, and now
that's like impacting some like
their
physical manifestation
dimension
yeah. So glitched out nanites, whatever that means, that's what the unseen are.
Yeah, and we can decide what that means specifically as and I feel like if you say, oh, it makes sense for them to be this during the game, like yes,
okay,
it's always going to be and they're gonna talk like this, so that's cool.
I think that's the glitched out nanite voice, personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we do questions? Since Elise
let's
is back?
do some questions.
Right.
Okay, so Camille already did one. So
do you want me to go next?
Yeah, Kate, do you want to do one?
So my first question is, who thinks you're not all that weird? Is this something that I answer? Yeah, I was thinking, at least I was thinking you. Is that what you were raising your hand for? Yeah, okay.
Wouldn't it make sense if we all were the only people that didn't think you were weird?
Yeah, so like the two of you?
That was the bond we had?
Yeah, okay, and so it's Lennox and Triple G.
Galena is fine.
Triple G too.
Triple G.
You can give me any nickname you want.
Triple G squared. We'll go with Galena.
Gal.
Galena. Okay.
Oh, it's one of those things where, like, I would sit at the table with all my various pink people, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you hang out with."
Wisteria.
Oh, what's your name? Wisteria.
With Y's instead of I's.
I'd be like, "Shh, it's not so bad."
Yeah. I can't explain. I can't explain any further, but just trust me.
Yeah. That's the end of it. So
Like, he talks in this weird voice all the time, like to the air, but you know, sounds like Stitch.
Yeah. All right. Elise, what's your first relationship question?
All right, my first relationship question is: who has seen a hint of what's behind my mask?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Who has seen a hint of what's behind your mask?
Whoever you slept with.
Yeah. What?
You know, just when you go to sleep and someone else happens to also sleep at the same time.
Oh, well, I think between, like, maybe the three of us, like, Galena here seems to have her other group of friends, well, like,
You two may have only had each other.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry, Kate, we're kind of, like, coupling up again.
It's okay. We've done it before.
Game,
We've done it before.
but,
It's just meant to be, Elise.
Yeah. It is meant to be. We're just
Oh my god.
loader goth weirdos.
Maybe one of the reasons why we gave up on our quest to find our original swords, you two were becoming close and I felt like the third wheel.
Aww. But Triple G, you mean so much to us.
That's like a really ripe.
Our
juicy
closeness does
RPG.
not negate.
Like, we're back together, but are we back together?
Right.
That's an
You never
excellent.
spent enough time with
But are you guys more together than we are? Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's
But you're
this is
assuming
this
that we have that relationship, though. Well, like,
Well, and that's
wedding
exactly
doesn't
it. I'm
have
assuming.
feelings.
Right.
Yeah. I'm assuming there may be more there than there is. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
obviously talk about me behind my back, which is
Right.
fine.
Right. Okay, so some like unfounded fears on your part, like some insecurities. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
It's not for sure, like there's not
And the
necessarily
irony of like,
actually, Elise, I would say
uncool,
for the purposes
but
of
you think I'm uncool.
yeah, for
I
the
don't know.
purposes of this stream, like there's nothing that's ever happened romantically between us, but that doesn't mean that there aren't feelings there, but like that's just not happened, right?
Yes.
Right. I
Unless
mean,
something changes in this game.
yeah.
But
Okay.
as of right now, nothing has happened between
Right.
us.
We got a fresh slate here. Camille, do you want to do another one of yours?
I have who looks out for you even when I don't look out for myself.
No.
Because I think a lot of this devoted character is supposed to be very like thinking about the devotion or other people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even something that's supposed to be like even contrary to your own self-help. So
I think if it's like picking between us, I think my character is more like emotional and reachy outy. That's like part of how I created my character, was that I'll be like doing emotional support. I'm like the healer. So
and would you do it like sort of even without me noticing?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like
leaving
I
glasses of water in the right place.
Yeah,
and stuff like that?
I would have learned that you're not going to respond like soup. And maybe that's part of where your insecurities come from, because I'm like doing this in such a way that's not like direct, that you're not like really realizing that that's what it is.
Yeah, because I seem like I take care of. I'm independent. I don't want anyone to take care of me.
So I know,
have to, like,
I know
sneakily
you're
take
not
care of me.
going to respond well to like, can I help you? Because you don't need help. You help others, right? Yeah.
Because I would
Poor
say no.
Wisteria has to like have these leashes on.
It's a lot of baggage, you guys.
Yeah, emotionally
You're like the most emotionally stable of any of us.
I just like
I smile all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sore for you.
Yeah, it's my little pet.
What are you
You're like
talking to?
tender. Yeah.
Are you talking to yourself, Jill?
That's so funny.
Okay.
All right, that makes sense. I'm down with that. Wisteria sneakily being my self-care.
Okay. Okay. All right. So me next, I think, right?
Yeah.
My second question is, whom have the unseen warned me about?
Ooh, interesting. And that could be about anything.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one of us.
I don't
that
think.
Sort of implies...
Yeah, in this case, I don't think it is that, but I think it might be related to. Maybe it's the corp, like somebody at the megacorp, or
Maybe they warned us in the first
or it
place.
could be somebody that's in what's your thing? Sparkle
Motion.
Sparkle Motion.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm kind of setting up Sparkle Motion to actually being evil,
Okay. So should I just
but
say
not yet.
should I just say Sparkle Motion, or is there like someone in Sparkle Motion?
I think that there is going to have to be one person I looked up to first, and maybe it's like some senior in the troop or like a coach or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but they could definitely be a ringleader and like a.
What's that, Elise?
No, you guys are Sparkle Heart. Oh shoot.
No, Sparkle Motion is
confused,
like
like-
dancing.
Alright.
Sparkle Motion is just my thing I joined later.
To
It was
To
where I
replace-
tried to find belonging.
Yeah, to replace us.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, you are
But I
called.
am I'm super devoted to it. You do not miss a lesson, miss a practice.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you're called Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. But
That's easy to remember.
yeah,
Sparkle
I mean,
One.
you can change.
Sparkle 1, Sparkle 2.
They refer to them as the mystical guardians of the Sparkle Heart, as well.
Was the Sparkle Heart inside us all along though? Is that what we will find out?
undecided. You might find that out. That might be exactly what you find out in this.
So I'm gonna write
We
down.
think it's the swords, but really it's our friendship.
So I'm writing down Sparkle Motion Coach. We'll figure
Sure,
out.
that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
I once saw her dancing on stage and I was just like instantly in love / obsessed with them and wanted to become the best.
Yeah.
And that sucked me into this troop / cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Sparkle
listen,
Motion.
I know about cults, right? Like that's.
This isn't a cult. Just because they tell me what to do and what to think all the time, it's actually very helpful.
Makes things a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Elise, do you want to do your next relationship question?
Okay, and the next relationship question who has been the worst victim of your trickery?
Ooh.
How interesting would it be if it was also Wisteria?
Ooh, my gosh. Do we have like a bad thing going on here? Unhealthy?
A good and bad thing?
Yeah.
Oh no.
But is the trickery like just kind of like stealing things for fun, or is the trickery like straight up lying to someone all the time?
I feel like it would be more like deceit, I guess.
It doesn't have to be me, though. Or one of us, right? It could be something
Or
else.
someone outside the group. It doesn't have to be us.
Yeah. Originally, my first thought was like, Galena, because like you're so pumped about like getting us back together, and then like this whole dance troupe or something like that. And I'm not sure if you were like trying to like suck us
Oh my
into
gosh.
it or not.
Neil says
And I would absolutely have that character too that you would not want to open up to.
an option. Neil says it's yourself.
That's too deep, Neil. Come on.
Neil, get out of here.
Sorry, Neil, I can't take that deep tonight.
Uh,
Uh,
Uh, okay, so your mom then.
I mean, I don't know. 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 I mean, I don't It could be. If it's Galena, then it's because I'm totally brainwashed, and you think you can't trust me because I'm totally brainwashed.
Or like you're a little bit like easy to fool, which is how you ended up with this sparkle motion.
So you just tricked me by accident.
It's like you don't understand sarcasm, and it's just like making a joke, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, and it's like, oh, okay,
all right.
Sure. So yeah, this like these are all supposed to be like each other, but if any question doesn't fit with the group, or doesn't, like, you feel like the dynamic doesn't work, like how we ended up choosing sparkle motion as one of the answers, like it is supposed to be each other, but in that case it didn't like fit, so we would have either did what we did and came up with another solution, or like came up with another question to tie you all together.
Okay.
Also, 3 people is not a lot of people to choose from.
Exactly.
So we did that. It'd be Wisteria again?
Or Camille, do you have
I think
one?
Camille, your last one.
My last one is, who did I save from a terrible fate?
So what you were all doing like in college was fighting these like magical monster creatures, so it could have been someone was in like about to be squashed or whatever, and could have been like a saving, or it could have been like even something related to school, like finals could have been happening, and like, you know, it's like, oh, here's my notes, you know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Except that I'm a devoted, so like fighting is the thing, right?
It could have really been either of us, because I'm like,
or both.
Yeah, I'm like friends with monsters, so maybe I like befriended a not so nice monster. Lennox maybe got into some trouble.
I was feeling like Lennox is kind of the delinquent.
Yeah.
Maybe got into some like illegal trouble or something like that. Or...
Maybe I've saved both of you at one point.
And maybe this could tie into some conflict with the Megacorp as well. Like maybe the Megacorp was like going to reprimand someone or something, and you kind of came in and was like, it was me, you know.
Trying to think of how it like could have been the reason why we're not together anymore or something. But then we already have kind of a reason why we weren't together, or it's a reason why we lost our original swords, or it's a reason why, I don't know, like just trying to tie it into the greater plot.
Let it maybe let it marinate.
What did we agree on that?
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea that I thought you two were growing together too much, and
okay.
I was being a third wheel, all in my head.
I do have one more question as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll think about this one because I want it to tie in nicely.
Okay. So do you want to go or me?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Who is your touchstone for what normal is?
That's so funny.
I mean, I have normie friends.
Yeah, that's what I think it would be. Like, I love Lennox and like have like a comrade or like a special closeness with you, but I'm aware that whatever you have going on there isn't normal. Like that's not standard. That's not standard protocol. It's like slightly illegal. It's morally ambiguous. But Galena, Galena is like, yeah. Well, that's true.
But back then, like you guys kind of drifted apart because of the cult. But back then, she wasn't in the cult yet.
Right.
No, we were in a group together.
Yeah.
But like, if you were like, I don't know, it's that TV show. You know, the TV show everyone watches. I don't know, Galena. What's that TV show everyone watches? Yeah. And I'd be oh, Big Brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Big sister.
That's fair.
And I feel like you have like a good moral compass too, right? Like you're trying to help people out.
Yeah.
And
misguided, but good morality.
Yeah.
Well, so the cult thing is definitely misguided, but that's like
that's a whole separate thing.
That's a whole separate problem. But my general, like, just me as a person is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of. Okay. I'm a normie. I'm definitely a normie.
Yeah.
I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Which leads to my last one is like, who are you most concerned about?
Also Galena. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Fine. Concerned about, like, I don't like this person, or concerned, like, we need to protect this person.
I think it's more like concerned about figure out who you are, I guess. Finding your individuality, maybe.
Yeah.
Instead of being like always
I'm nothing with
devoted to something else.
Yeah. Totally.
Because you have to think about yourself.
I am Sparkle Motion.
You have.
Yeah.
Trouble with.
So are you.
You're all Sparkle Motion.
So once we're kind of done the relationship part, it is you give. So I think it's assuming we have more players, but we have 3. So what this says is when all PCs have answered the questions, each PC gives either 0, 1, or 2 strings to each other PC, depending on how much emotional sway the other character holds with them. So you're giving strings, like heartstrings, to like 2 to the person you feel has the most sway over you, and then 1 to the other person who has less sway.
Okay.
Mysterio's getting all the heartstrings.
You can have 2 of mine, Lennox.
What?
You can have 2. You can have 2 of mine. Do I get 2 of yours?
Oh, yes.
I think you're exchanging double. See? I knew you'd do this.
So now on your character sheet, you would mark 2 of the 4 squares and then write in each other's name next to that so that you keep track of
So then Camille, who do you give 2 to? Camille gets 1 from each of us, right? Mm-hmm. So she's going to write 1 for me, 1 for Lennox.
Can I put more than 1 string spot?
Yeah,
so once you fill out 1, another one appears below it.
Okay. So I think I would have given... I mean, I think that, what's your character's name? Lennox would have strings on me anyway, just by knowing me too well.
Yeah.
But I would probably give, but I don't know if Wisteria's taking care of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. You're not aware.
But do you need to know to have the strings given?
It is if you feel the other character has emotional sway. So
okay,
like if
so
if you want equally,
you gotta pick 1, Camille.
Each PC gives 0, 1, or 2 strings.
1.5,
depending on how much emotional sway.
You could give 2 each.
It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say that it has to be. Like you have to give 0 to 1, you have to give 1 to 1, you have to give 2 to 1. You could say, like, maybe you all have equal sway and everyone gets 2 on each other.
Aww.
Or 1 on each other.
Like, I think I would give 1 to both of you because I've found another thing in life which gives me emotional sway, right?
That's true.
Whereas you two have emotion with each other. It doesn't mean we won't improve things later.
Right.
Oh, yeah. This game will give and take strings as we
play, for sure. So, am I marking down how many strings I have from other people?
Yes. You're collecting the strings. So you're writing, you're writing 1 Wisteria, 1
for each person. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we all giving each other 1?
No, you 2 are giving each other 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
So I have 2 from Lennox and 1 from Galena.
Right.
Yeah.
And Galena, do you have 1 from me?
I assume. Yeah.
I think 1 from me.
Yeah.
My floor is shaking.
Oh, that's...
What does that mean?
Once in a while it does it. I'm not sure if it's like laundry or something else, but... If you see the plant shake, now you know.
You're too close to the subway.
But I'm not.
They're making sandwiches too violently.
I meant a subway station. That's cool.
Yes.
I know what you meant, but then I was like, like, I found it funny because we don't have subways, but then I was like, oh, but we do.
Oh, we do have subways.
Yeah.
I mean, Subway, the restaurant's just around the corner from me.
It must be that.
Not that
It
close.
must be
Yeah,
that.
they
It
need
is
to
the
calm
Subway.
down.
Okay,
right.
so let me just double check. Oh, okay, so there is one last final step
Okay.
before we begin the narrative.
Okay.
And that's our like little world building questionnaire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put us on the world building page. Let me just see what this thing says. But we're not gonna go. Oh, maybe we should do this. Okay. So we'll do the sparkle motion ones. Dang it! We'll do the sparkle heart magic force go ones first. So as a group.
Is this before? Is this in the before times? Or is this in the after times? Never mind.
These are
misunderstanding.
current. Yeah, these are current questions, but it's asking about your past, I believe. So the first question is, what was the most terrifying thing about the Eidolons you encountered years ago? So those magical creatures you fought years ago, what was the most terrifying thing? So it has some options here, and I'll read them out in case one of these speak to you. Detached parts stay alive. Beauty entrances mundane people. Reflections of yourselves. Right behind you when you least expect it. Invisible to mundane people. Or predatory cunning.
Like the last one, or the one about them looking beautiful to normal people? Because that would be scary to me.
Yeah, like a beauty and elegance that people aren't recognizing.
Yeah.
But you are all like...
I like that one. That's interesting. We're the only ones who can see their true nature.
Yeah. Okay.
And what was the other one I mentioned? What was the last one?
Predatory
Predatory.
cunning.
Yeah, well,
That's terrifying. Is it
I
supposed
mean,
to...
they're all spooky.
Yeah, the parts stay alive is also pretty creepy.
Which
I
one
thought
speaks?
the one appearing behind you
Oh
unexpectedly.
yeah, that one is really
Oh,
creepy
that
too.
is creepy.
Yeah.
And the mirror, they're all creepy. The mirror version of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Molly.
I know.
I still vote for the. Well, I guess I'm more thinking about it from my character's point of view, whereas like a tricky character may not be as scary to Lennox, right?
Right.
And a mirror of myself, I'd be like, hey, I'm so cute.
But if they're mirrors of ourselves, we can make out with ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds great. The appearing behind you is spooky too.
For sure.
I don't know. I was thinking of, like, the predatory cunning if we're dealing with the corporation or something like that.
That's true.
Yep, and predatory, that word makes me spooked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the idea that they
They're hunting.
try to attack. They're
Yeah.
they're specifically trying to find people weak and gullible and easy to attack.
So we want to
Yeah.
go with predatory cunning?
Sure.
Sure,
Okay.
let's do that.
And then, wait, do we just have to choose one of them?
We can choose a few. I mean, I think that one speaks to their, like, we're saying most
Okay.
terrifying, but that doesn't mean the other ones might also be true.
Let's pick that one as our one that we're picking then.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
When you were attacked okay, so the kind of pitch is that recently you've been attacked again, and you're kind of like situations, and you're realizing that it's happening again, even though you've locked them away.
PTSD.
Yeah, like you as a team, you magically locked these things away years ago, and the threat was over.
Yeah.
When you were attacked recently, what did each of the attackers have in common? So this doesn't mean they were actually Eidolons, because you did lock them up. They could have been, well, they knew. So these attackers, you were attacked recently, but these attackers, they knew everything about our time at school. That could be the thing that was in common with the attacks. They carried our old swords.
Yeah.
They wore Eidolon masks. They seemed familiar but unplaceable, or they mirrored our movements, or they moved like our closest comrades.
I feel like it's the swords.
Well, the closest comrades would be a good way of pulling us all together. Like, I saw someone that looked like Lennox, or I saw someone that looked like...
Or they have our swords. That pulls us back together too, right?
The sword one was my other choice, yeah.
I thought the corporation has our swords.
Exactly. So then why do these attackers have the swords?
And that would force us to all talk to each other again and be like, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I was just attacked the other day by something that had my old sword.
Yeah, were we each attacked? Wait, were we each attacked by someone who had our sword? Or did I see, like, Lennox's sword in the one who attacked me?
Oh, I should have read this out. Here, I'm going to read this now. I apologize.
Okay.
Each of the PCs has their own encounter with a magical threat years after their last call to arms. Mm-hmm. This time, their opponents aren't mindless demons, they're people. You can't just glitter blade annihilation attack people, can you? Can you even rekindle that magic after so long apart?
So we're apart and we're all attacked individually.
And you were all individually.
Yeah. But something was familiar about these, and it forces us to talk to each other.
We recognize that it has to do with that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we open up our like little watches that like match, and we have to be like
your smartwatch.
We do like that. We have one of those like thumbprint watches or whatever that like sends your touch.
Yeah.
That sends your touch to the other person.
Oh.
And they're all very beautiful and glittery.
Yeah.
And have each of our colors.
Yeah.
But we're in the future. Why can't it be like little hologram?
I'm gonna have to like charge mine up because it's probably the battery's just dead, and it's gonna take a couple hours.
Perfect.
But yeah, do we like that they have our swords?
I like that one the best. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a way that forces us to think of each other as opposed to just like, oh no, a random person who attacked me.
Right.
Although the idea that someone like used a different sword to like as if they had gotten your sword to attack me, or someone had gotten my sword
having it like
else.
Switch stuff.
I mean, it could be it could be either way. I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer.
Because even if like Lennox's sword was attacking Wisteria, like the person had Lennox's sword, that would still say to Wisteria like, wait, the Megacorp took our sword.
Yeah, all of those swords were taken.
And now it's here present, and why is it Wisteria's, or why is it Lennox's?
Right.
Okay, so the next question is, you left a conspicuous glittering heart symbol at the site of the gate where you had locked up the Eidolons. But everyone acts as if it's always been there. Where was the mystical gate that you sealed to keep out the Eidolons? So, like, where is this magical gate? And here are the options. A labyrinth beneath the university. A natural bridge between mountaintops. Treacherous tidal cave. With an enigmatic ring displayed at the museum in the city.
Kind of love the beneath the university thing.
Mm-hmm. I like.
Got to go back to school one last time.
Yeah, I like that, or I like the sea caves, but university sounds like, all coming back together.
Well, maybe the labyrinth under the university leads to sea caves. Like, it could be both.
Sure. Do you guys like sea caves? It really reminds me of like the ovens, Jill, when we went to Lunenburg this summer. Yeah.
I was just thinking sea caves because it seems like a very dangerous spot to keep bad things away.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
People would try to avoid it, kind of thing.
Yeah. So we'll mix those two together.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been since you parted ways? A few years? A decade? Decades? No one can quite remember how long or like how old. You know, like you can't even remember how long, but you don't know why you can't remember.
Yeah,
like it could be any of those things.
Okay. I like the
Be too old.
I like the memory loss thing. Like, how long has it really been?
Yeah.
And like, if
it was in university, is it?
Sure. So I mean, you might be able to like logic it out, but in our minds, it's like not clear. You know what I mean? Like, we know
it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, we know how old we are, and we know that it's been like X years since we were in university. But when you're like when you're saying that number in your head, it's like, that doesn't feel right.
Especially when you try to forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right, and then the actual last final thing is the this sort of like this world building worksheet. We don't really need to fill this out because we're kind of using what we have already.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a cool little thing. Like, if we were coming up with stuff from scratch, like, this is kind of how together we would work through it and come up with everything. Because we already know that the Toxic Power is Megacorp. We've discussed that they threaten our community from kind of every way because they're kind of controlling this whole city. What do they want? They want control, they want money, they want power over everybody. Why are they so dangerous? You know, they kind of control everything. They're in every facet of society, so they're in power in the town.
They control the police.
Yeah, exactly. What's appealing about them? That if you're on their right side, and maybe why you were kind of working for them previously, is they do have money, they have security, they have all these things, and they can give it to you.
They promised a better world.
Yeah.
A better life.
Totally.
They're good at propaganda.
Yeah, totally. They're excellent at entertainment too. They like Cornerstone Entertainment. They control the TV networks. They control everything.
Disney.
Yeah, it's basically Disney.
Define at least one location associated with each toxic power. Well, we have the one. It would be maybe.
Oh, they've got like a big huge building.
Do
in
we
the
know?
Of the
Yeah,
city.
like what?
Yeah.
What is the toxic? What are they? It's a corporation.
Megacorp.
It's a corp. It's called Megacorp. They own all the malls. They own all the entertainment. They own.
Do they own
the school board?
Yeah. Do they own the university, or is the university like
yeah.
Is the
yes?
Yeah. It's smart.
That's why tuition's so high.
Maybe maybe their headquarters is like the university, but they do have everything else. But like, it's like the dean of the university is like So the face of this toxic power, her name is Mistress Anderson.
Nice.
And she has,
I like it.
And you would all know that. And her like second in command is called the Champion, and she's kind of like a bodyguard slash. She.
Oh, hot.
They're often together.
Both of them.
She sounds
extremely.
The champion. The champion sounds so strong.
Oh, she's extremely strong. The champion is part.
Already.
The champion is part android, or she's got like mechanical parts and like enhancements, and she's extremely powerful and extremely strong. And
how enhanced?
Extreme.
Like the most.
In all
the best. However, whatever ways makes her most attractive, then yes. Yes, exactly.
What would you like to be enhanced? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes. Check.
Do I have to mark some swoon points right now?
You're already smitten. Actually, I think it says in the rules that you can start the game smitten if you want to.
So that's part of why it's so toxic, is these people are so. But the other thing is that kind of rules, like the rules of the book, is that nobody, unless you want them to be, nobody is like gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you like, there's always a chance if you play your cards right that you might be able to convince everybody of anything, right? So
You can just seduce anyone.
Essentially, you know. So how do these toxic powers relate to each other? So we like I said, Mr. Sanderson and the champion, they're companions and often found in the same place. And Mistress Anderson, they can both fight, obviously, but she would usually send her champion in to do her business kind of thing.
Is Sparkle Motion owned by Megacorp?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's not
part of entertainment.
I think that's like buried
But, like,
that's like buried in some like
Yeah,
shell
like, we don't
companies or whatever, like it's like, but when if we like go like do the research, we would find that out, maybe that they were.
Yeah, they were all along.
Yeah.
And even though I thought that they stood for justice and freedom.
So it's
they
like Sparkle Motion is like something that they started to intentionally kind of keep tabs on and control those people who are most likely to like turn against them.
Yeah, it's propaganda.
Yeah, but because
people like
it is like cultish and they're controlling you, what they're doing is like specifically recruiting people like you to stop them from actually going
They're
against
training
them.
us
Yeah.
to be an army
Yeah.
for the Megacorp.
Yeah.
Yes. You
A
thought you were
dance
getting out.
army.
Get too deep.
Yeah, you thought you were getting out, but no.
Oh my god.
There's no way out.
I'm just-
Okay, so that was our setup. It definitely took a bit longer, but not in a bad way. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I had a lot of fun getting this ready with you.
Absolutely.
It is 9:30. So what I propose would be a 5-minute break, and maybe we'll do like our little, like maybe kind of like a little, like the act 1 that I was kind of planning, like just kind of, we'll kind of play a little bit, and then we'll have to do another session. Are you 3 down?
Yeah,
for
I'm down for another
endeavor?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect. We will organize a time off camera after the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a little breather.
5 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, 10.
And then we'll come back and do like a little 20-minute session and kind of end around 10.
Okay. 9:40 is when we'll come back, hey?
Yeah.
All right.
At least find my character voice. At least.
Okay.
Look, try this one.
I have to decide how hard to go into
I haven't
the.
done something like that in forever.
Okay.
I do that all the time as a kid.
We'll be
Okay,
back.
we'll
We'll
be
be
right
back. We'll be back. Bye.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. We're back. We're refreshed.
Watered. So,
Oh,
we're...
I forgot my water.
Oh, uh-oh. Some of us are watered.
Alex,
Uh,
get Camille some water.
I
So we're
love
gonna-
the color scheme of this game. Can I just say that real quick?
Yeah.
My
Beautiful.
gosh.
Beautiful. So we're gonna jump into some Thirsty Sword Lesbians. And we're going to say that, okay, you've all recently had attacks of humans, and they've shown up maybe at your day job, maybe they showed up when you're trying to relax at home, but you managed to fend them off with whatever you had at hand. It could be a baseball bat, I don't know what you got hanging around. You were successful, but one thing they all had in common, as we discussed before the break, is that they all had swords that you recognize. They were all swords that you had used, or maybe your companions had used back in college when you were fighting the Eidolons. When you're still trying to collect your thoughts on what this could mean, maybe you've reached out to each other, but you also receive a text from an old friend from college named Calix Tenju. She texts you, and I mean, you might not have even seen her number in years since you've been away, but she texts, "They're back." And the
She
only
sent us a
conclusion-
TikTok or
yeah, on a TikTok, it's got like the most popular. It's got a Sophia Strawberry song playing over it. It's the new pop idol that's very popular right now. There's a concert coming up actually, and anyway, her most famous song. But Calix says they're back, and you're kind of reeling from this news because the only thing you can think of that could mean is the Eidolons. But how is that possible? You've locked them up. You've locked them away.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's time to go back to Neon City, or maybe back to the university and
back to school.
back to
Neon High?
to
Or
Neon
Neon
High.
Neon
Neon
U.
U, yeah. NEU. Start getting to the bottom
NU.
of this. Yeah. You know, you'd be able to find Calix at the racetrack on campus. She's a motorcyclist or a cycle racer.
She's my friend. She's my best friend.
yeah. You maybe, yeah, sure. I mean, you guys get along, and maybe she was showing you some bike tricks.
I don't go to find her. I reply to her with my own Snapchat, TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snapchat. I forgot about
Wait,
Snapchat.
okay, can we just establish what the social media of choice is in this future world?
Snap Talk.
Yep, it's Snap Talk.
Okay, so I send her back a Snap Talk with, oh my gosh, Calix, I haven't seen you in so long, heart. Emojis.
Is this like a group message that we're...
Oh, I add everyone else to the group
Oh,
talk.
perfect. Okay. So Calix is like typing for a really long time, and then the typing stops.
Dots.
Yeah, and then
Oh, no.
typing starts again,
Okay.
and it's all misspelled, and it's very clunky, and it's just like race starting, get here now, but it's like wrist starting, girder ner, and then there's like an emoji that doesn't really fit the context. Like there's like a little palm tree, and you're like,
Why did she
That's
turn off her
yeah,
autocorrect?
like, it's just-
like...
it's a mess.
all right.
Correct doesn't exist in the future. Not cool. The kids don't use autocorrect.
No, not anymore.
Well,
Not
Wisteria...
since
Oh, go ahead.
Megacorp was like perfecting autocorrect, but it was causing a lot. It was like sticking in advertisements,
Right.
so you'd be like typing, and then it would use a lot of like corporate names and like product names. So everyone's like turning it off. It's like a small act of rebellion.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Good for
I
her.
love it.
Good for her. I'm thinking...
Now all of us know what, the emoji means, right? Because the non-auto-corrected version of, like, race car or something.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Wisteria's gonna go to the racetrack, I think, because she's quite worried.
What were you in the middle of when you got attacked and you got this text?
Wait, did we get the text while we were being attacked?
Or after, I
Right
guess?
after. Yeah.
Right?
When it
Like,
just-
right after?
Probably not
You're,
immediately.
like, on the flat
but,
of your
like,
back, like, breathing heavily, and this text comes through, and you're like, priorities.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, coincidence. I don't know. Sure. Yeah. It's like, whoa. What?
Oh, you're, like,
timing?
about to call the authorities, you're about to call 911, but then this text pops up.
Right.
The TikTok or the Snap Talk
The
just.
Snap Talk, yeah.
It, like, overrides your emergency call, yeah.
Like, wait, never mind that. I gotta respond to my friend.
Yeah. Wow, I haven't heard from her in forever.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I'm on my way.
Okay.
I imagine
The
Lennox
university-
is like a big motorcycle junkie as well, with like
Oh yeah, with your
Alex
helmet.
or
That.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they're like already maybe at the race, I don't know, or just like about
Oh, yeah,
almost there.
Yeah, maybe you were attacked
Okay.
kind of en route to the racetrack.
Mm.
Yeah.
Coincidentally,
Could
you're
be.
already gonna go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have to spend another 10 minutes putting my face on before I go, so I'm gonna be a little bit late.
Okay.
Perfect. So Wisteria, you
Better bring
show up,
Starbucks.
Yeah.
and yeah. Yeah, Twinkle Bucks.
Right.
Sparkle bucks.
Sparkle Bucks.
Sparkle Bucks. So yes, Lennox, you arrive first, and Wisteria, you arrive not that long after, I would say.
Mm.
The race is in progress, and these neon racers are just like zipping around this track, and they leave like bands of color behind them as they whiz by. You can easily
Tron?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I never saw Tron, but that's exactly it. I think only like different colors for different. Because I think Tron was all blue.
There's 2 different colors.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Neil?
There's 2 different colors.
Okay, so this one's a lot of different colors.
Like the players and the game people. Neil?
We need a Tron expert.
Neil would have spoken up by now.
We recently, not that long ago, watched like the newer Tron movie. Anyway, yeah.
So yes, like Tron, but more colorful and more more appealing. I'm gonna say it. It's more appealing than Tron. There, I said it. So they're whizzing by, lot of color on this dark racetrack. It's very dark here a lot of the time, so the neon colors show up. Megacorp has been polluting this area constantly, but also has like, there's probably like domes over everything to protect you from the atmosphere. So it's very dark, but the neon colors are beautiful, and that's what lights up this dark sky. The tall buildings with the neon signs everywhere, advertising everywhere.
Jill can't see the chat, Neil, and I also don't know what your exclamation is in reference to. Oh, Tron Legacy is very pretty.
I assumed that it was her comment about how it's more beautiful.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. More appealing. I didn't say more beautiful.
More appealing, which is even more insulting.
I say it because I watched some. I won't get into it.
It has
Leave Tron alone, Jill. Leave Tron alone.
Jeff Bridges. Anyway,
what did Tron do to you?
Nothing. Tron never even did anything for me.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'll watch it someday. Anyway, so I'll give an opportunity to RP if wished here. So, Lennox, you're at the racetrack. You're watching this race. And Wisteria, you show up. Mm-hmm. You both had just recently got this text, but you were both recently attacked. And I don't know if maybe one of you was attacked by the others, like the person had the other's sword, even. Which could be something you want to ask about.
So we see each other. We see each other like from across. I don't know, what is it, like stands that were...
Yeah, I'd say there's like stands,
bleachers?
And there's probably a ton of people, but I think you would know kind of from your days back at the university where like the pit crew would be for...
Maybe we used to like come...
Alex?
Maybe we used to come watch a lot of this, and there's like an area that we used to always sit. So we both kind of like gravitate towards that area of the bleachers. And... Lennox, you're there first, so maybe I'm coming up and I can see I can see you from the back, and I can just like tell that it's you. And I'll
have like my familiar like leg. You know how you people like jostle their legs when they're like
got like a nervous agitation in it. Yeah, so I see that, and I can see. You're dressed like you look different than you did, but I can tell that it's like some evolution of you. And so I'll just sort of like from behind you like grab your arm and like squeeze your arm. But it's like comforting. I hope. I don't know if we need to roll for that, but just to like get your attention.
If it's like a familiar touch, I guess.
Yeah.
Matter.
I'll say your name too, like it's like I'm just saying your name, but it's got like a lot in it,
No.
Lennox.
I just like look up and I was like, oh, I figured you'd be one of the first ones here.
Yeah. I'll say, are you okay? How was your day?
And this is like giving like a suspicious like squid, and it's like it's been interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Do either of you have any obvious wounds from the fight you had just been in?
Maybe.
Like maybe there's like a gash, like a, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like a little scratch.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe a piece of clothing.
Yeah. It's like a slash in my shirt showing my abs.
Your chiseled abs.
I would probably say that Lennox's coat is definitely like got scuffed up, but like they have their helmet set beside them or something like that, and their helmet definitely has like
Yeah.
a little beat up.
Yeah. I'll say, I was just attacked by someone carrying your sword.
My sword.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't those taken away? Oh, what happened to them? I thought they were taken away.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like so long ago. But I thought they were gone, for sure. Anyway, weird. And then I get this text.
Yeah. It happened so fast. It was my way here.
Yeah.
I was attacked.
Yeah.
I think Cal they must know something.
Yeah.
If they message all of us. Granted, I don't know why they would do it through Snap Talk, but I'm not one to judge.
It's the new thing.
Snap Talk is such a
know. It's so unsecure to communicate that way. Yeah.
Yeah, just okay. Like, how much do we know the Megacorp has been involved in these attacks in the past, or are we figuring out that they're...
In the past, you were hired to dispatch them, and you trapped them in this gate that the Megacorp maybe, helped build and everything. So
we were working for them to...
back,
yeah, okay.
And now they're kept by the Megacorp in this gate.
Which is, like, underneath the university, which is where we currently are on the racetrack? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to understand, like, is the Megacorp involved, like, with controlling them, or we think that they're involved in containing them?
I think that's what you're going to be finding out in this game.
We definitely know that they were the ones...
Could be...
They sort of, like, contracted us to contain them for them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll say that, yeah.
But also the attacks that we've just experienced were not from, like, the Eidolon creatures that we contained. Right. They were just, like, humans, but they have our swords. And what do we remember about how we lost our swords? Was it the Eidolons that took them, or the corporation?
The corporation. I think we decided that maybe it was
they issued them to us and then took them back when we were done. But like that's traumatic for us because we like bonded to them, and like in this game you're like attached to your sword, right?
Do we have new swords yet?
You probably would have acquired some makeshift.
But they're not as special.
I have a tiny demon, so that's cool for me.
Oh, you have a new demon sword.
That's cool for me.
But yeah, nice baseball bat though. It looks really solid.
What, my baseball?
What about a cricket bat?
Yeah.
I feel like a cricket bat would be good.
Maybe, yeah. Sure.
With no other connotation.
So we'll say that you just show up now, Gal.
Oh, I show up on my flying pink elk.
Amazing.
With that has a weaknesses and strengths. I had to choose weaknesses. One of the weaknesses of it is it's not inconspicuous. It's very conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone's like watching you come in the racetrack
and
area.
I'm like not trying to be sneaky. I'm like, I'm gonna go right. Look at this perfect like center for me to like land in. Like it's almost. Am I on the track? I might land on the track. I don't know. Like,
so
and I've got my neon glasses, my sunglasses like this that are neon, and my floor length pink latex coat.
Oh my god!
And my thigh high rainbow socks and my my whole outfit. I've clearly put my makeup on and done my hair and have new nails, and I'm holding a Starbucks. Sorry, what was it called? Moonbucks?
Sparklebucks.
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 In fact, I have it in a tray. I've got two. Because one for my good friend Kellex, who clearly loves me, and we're best friends again. Even though we haven't talked in a long time. Looking like I don't have a care in the world, even though I'm landing in the middle of the crowd. But I guess I'm going to spot someone from a distance. Who's the most conspicuous out of the group? Other than me.
Well,
probably Wisteria.
Does Lennox still have like a light up emoji mask on?
I didn't realize. The mask would certainly be bigger, like.
So you can like change.
Well,
you can
it's
change
like
the
a helmet.
emoji that's on it to be like reflective of whatever. It's like reflective of whatever your current
Pineapple.
mood.
Yeah.
Well, whoever
Like
I see first,
right?
I'm gonna yell from across the crowd over to them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Lennox!
I would imagine that you would be.
Oh, hey.
Do you wave back or do you just like turn around?
It's just like a.
No,
Oh,
we'll like gesture you over, but I'm like, wow.
I'm going to all but prance
Always
over.
like that.
The whole audience has stopped watching the race and is completely watching Gal like make her way across.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what my elk does. I think it flies away. I don't think it stays all the time.
You can like summon it as needed.
Oh yeah, I kind of shoo it away, or I just ignore it and hope that it goes.
It does whatever. It just like grazes in the.
It's like I just expect it to show up when I need it. But I'm going to like
other people who have these elks as well. They get just
don't know.
just the only one.
But it literally asked me if I wanted to make it conspicuous or not, and I said yes.
Yeah, then
All
you're
right.
the only one. Yeah.
I mean, like, but people aren't like, oh my gosh, magic, because magic exists in this world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that it's very obvious and attention catching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people might think it's a hologram or
Right.
a halftime show or
Right.
anything.
Right.
I just carry a halftime show around with me.
Yeah.
You are
Basically.
you are the halftime show.
I am the
Yeah.
halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sparkle Motion
Blessing us with your
has been a halftime show.
Right.
Not me, like the more senior
Like,
members.
eventually, you will. Be
Eventually.
able to. Yeah.
I'll be in the halftime show
Yeah.
with a hologram of Eminem. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna basically run over to you.
Okay.
Trying not to spill my coffees or my lattes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or my cappuccinos.
Maybe it's like some of each.
One has like pink sprinkles and like whipped cream and like a cherry on top and stuff.
Mhm.
That one's mine.
Obviously.
Can you imagine if it wasn't?
You're like, I got
Black
this
coffee.
one for you.
Everything's forgotten. I've totally forgotten about being attacked. I've been forgotten about who called us here. I'm just like, I haven't seen you two in forever. I can't believe we're meeting. This is amazing.
Do you just like grab us both up into like the most uncomfortable hug ever? Yeah.
I keep forgetting your name. God damn it. Wisteria.
Was that in
Is
here?
that in character?
Hug me. Actually, are you a hugger? I can't remember if your character's a hugger.
Probably, but maybe not. Maybe
Wisteria
not.
would probably.
She probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Wait, she probably wouldn't ever have hugged you if you weren't a hugger, right?
Oh, my character would have been fine with
Okay,
this.
so then yes,
Okay.
then yes, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm taking the
Lennox on
opportunity
the
to
other
be
hand.
like, ooh, Lennox is in this hug too.
Do you pull out like snap
Like
top?
they will tolerate it.
Yeah, like a selfie.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a
I
se-
pull out my phone and take selfies of all of us.
Mhm.
Heart. Oh.
And
This
just
is
Lennox
great.
is
What are you
just
doing?
blank.
What are you all doing? How's it going? I love your hair. It's the same as it always is. It's a good thing. I don't get how you get it to look like that. Great.
Can I look around?
yeah, yes. So
and
as
see
you're
if we're
doing,
being watched.
yes.
We are.
So yeah, you're 100% being watched. I think it's easy without any kind of a role to know that Gal has attracted a lot of attention in this moment, and the eyes of just like, well, I think some people are probably like looking back toward the racetrack at this point, but everyone that's kind of close to you is like listening in and kind of being like, oh my gosh, she hasn't seen them in forever. Wow.
Obvious about it.
Yeah.
What's the name of our friend who texted us again?
Alex?
Alex. Yeah.
Like
So-
like the shelving unit.
Oh.
It's not spelled that way, but that's hilarious. So it is now. Calax. So you glance out, you're kind of looking around, you see, yeah, people are kind of looking, but as you're kind of like, your mask faces them, they kind of like look away as though they weren't looking. You know what I mean? That old like they're definitely eavesdropping. They're like, oh, I'm watching the race. Totally, yeah. And the race is going on, and Calix's bike stops nearby you, like the race has ended, and everyone's like, yay. Those who are paying attention are like, yay, or boo, or however they react to a race well raced.
Okay.
And Calix steps off her bike, and her you know, leathery boot slams on the ground, and her long leg up on her bike, she's got like this you know, leather jacket, and she takes off her helmet and lets her hair go, and it's
How much
it's
boob? Sorry, how much?
just like
Yes.
it's definitely like this, and then she like
Unzips
you know what I
it a
mean?
bit,
Like,
yeah.
unzips it a bit to be more comfortable. And it's at that moment that there seems to be this bright light blasting from the center of the racetrack.
Oh, no.
At first you think it might be an explosion, but there's no sound. And then a figure emerges from bright light, and all you can think in your mind is Eidolon. And that's where we're going to end tonight, because it's getting late, and we'll start there next time. So right behind Calax is like this creature walking through light and stepping down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
We
it's
don't
like
even-
Alex
we
betray
don't
us?
even have
We're
our
all
swords.
gonna be like posing, right? In our pose. Wisteria's at the front, I assume.
Yeah,
we
the
flank
wind
her.
is like blowing in our hair. My scarf
Oh,
is
yeah.
flying in the
We'll have a
wind.
pose that we like instinctually like take our
Get
pose.
into it's like a little triangle formation. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like muscle memory at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
You know, we're like, oh, I'm ready. Get my sword.
Oh,
my
shoot.
I can't do my
So-
transformation. Do we have a transformation?
Definitely.
You
Not
did.
without our swords.
Shit.
Yeah.
I just have a lead pipe. I don't have a
I have a makeup kit. Hang on.
Wait, don't you have like hot coffee? We can use those as like grenades.
I paid so many units for this. I am not throwing it anywhere. I'm only allowed one
Sparkle
special
Bluff
coffee
is
per week.
light. I need it to fight.
Yeah.
I need it to function.
I need this.
We all just
I
like
need this to get through my practice.
yeah. Aw. Well, that
Well, yeah.
that was so
Oh my
fun.
God. It
I'm
began.
excited. I'm excited to play next session, because we'll, actually get to dive in and start using some of our moves and really chew into
Try
this
to figure
system.
this out.
Yeah.
And I'm already smitten with 2 characters. That was
And at any time you can say, "Oh, I'm smitten," and then we can you have that mechanic at your
There's like an
disposal,
actual smitten
whenever.
mechanic that like does stuff. Yeah.
And did we know Calyx beforehand?
Yes, she went to school with you.
Yeah.
And
is she a babe?
Totally.
Yes.
Everybody is a babe.
Or like subtly a babe?
No, everybody is a not subtle babe.
I need to know what kind of babe.
I think she's the kind of babe that doesn't know she's a babe.
I think I'd be more into the ones that know they're a babe.
Yeah.
Okay, well they're coming. Because they also exist in this adventure.
Give me each the champion.
So yeah, that was our first little dipping our toe into this system, and we didn't do much with the system after the creation, but we will get there.
Yes. These things do tend to take a little bit longer than we thought. Yeah, no, for sure. But it's good to take our time with it. I thought character creation was so much fun.
It was.
Jill, thank you. Thank you for running this for us. And all 3 of you, thank you for spending Valentine's Day with me playing this game.
I love all of you.
I love you
You're
guys
all
so
my
much.
Valentine.
Yeah.
And chat, thank you for being with us as well.
We love chat.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, chat.
That was great.
Wait, what was the College of Lore?
Oh, right, yeah.
It's the Genesis Advantage symbol that we make with our hands. That's our heart symbol.
I have a quick question about this world. Is the world entirely ladies?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, like,
Oh wow.
You can.
It's kind of like maybe some background characters, but I don't have any NPCs that are he him.
Are not.
I think you could, Molly was asking. I think you could do male characters if you wanted to. And I remember reading some of the examples in the book, and there were male, like NPCs and enemies and stuff in the book. So it's definitely possible. Yeah. But I think we're leaning towards women-centric. It feels like,
and like,
or at least femme-centric.
Yeah, exactly that. And lesbians only, basically. So however they identify is kind of not secondary, but like they can still fall under that umbrella term that they've created for this little adventure. One thing that's kind of interesting about this book is that in the back they have what if not thirsty? What if not magic? What if not swords?
Right.
What if not lesbians? So it's kind of like, if you want to change, it gives you just little blurbs of advice on if you want to change one of the fundamental parts of the game. Yeah. And it's like, if this is your game, you can do what you want with it. Here's our advice on the matter, kind of a thing. So it's really good.
I love the neon theme.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean hard into the neon.
It's awesome.
I'm going to look up my character's outfit for every scene.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, we'll schedule another time off screen. We will see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.